So a lot of work, at least the work that I've seen when it comes to plane bending, and more specifically toroids lately, has really dealt with the idea of using straight lines in a wall plane kind of place to create pictures for the audience in the same kind of way that we would use curves to create pictures for the audience with anti-spin or within spin, right? And I got to thinking about an old pattern that Alien John did in the Arizona transmission video from like 5 or 6 years ago, and kind of realized that one of the things I like about it isn't so much that it uses those lines to paint a picture, but that it creates moments when it seems like the direction of the poi is changing in such a way that might surprise the audience. So I started toying around with the idea this past week of not so much creating these straight lines up in wall plane like this, but using those plane bends as an opportunity to change the direction of the poi in ways that the audience might not see coming. For example, here's the first such move that I started playing with, and as you can see, it uses a plane bending transition on either side essentially to make it seem as though the poi are reversing direction relative to the audience, even though, you know, really, there's no stalls or anything going on in this. What makes this tick is that it's essentially something like a figure eight, but I've rendered it such that the figure eight happens as you look down on it from above rather than in front of you like this, right? And I just happened to use those corners as an opportunity to change the direction of the poi relative to the audience. And I rather like the result that it produces. I went ahead and kept on playing in this sandbox and came up with another pattern that's a little bit more complex, but essentially based upon the same idea, and stacked two of these patterns together in an arrangement that is not unlike what you would find with Zan's diamond, and it produced this result right here, where you really see the direction of the poi shifting in a lot more dramatic a fashion than you would otherwise. And what makes this tick is it's almost like a houndstooth pattern, but there are two of them stuck together. So imagine that there is a triangle right here, a triangle right here, a triangle right here, and a triangle right here. And essentially what I'm doing is going to the point of one triangle, the point of another one, over to the edge of that triangle, way over to the corner of that first triangle, then switching which triangle I'm going to, down to this triangle, over here, and back to where I started, to kind of create, it's almost like a figure eight pattern, except that there's a line drawn through it, yeah? And, of course, it winds up looking like this. So, yeah, I'm enjoying this. I hope you guys do too, and have a great week. Peace.